I am the Asset and Capital Projects Administrator for Soto First Nations. I was project manager for the renovations here at the Soto Connection Center, along with a very helpful team through over the last 10 months that we came together to get this project done and under the way. I want to apologize first and foremost on behalf of our Chief and Council. They were supposed to be here today, however, it is flu season, so they are sick at home resting. So I do have a couple notes from them that they were able to send me. So I just wanted to speak on behalf of Council. Councillor Donovan Cameron, he wants to mention that this building increases our presence in the neighborhood and the community of Chetwynd to serve our members better. This also allows us to pair services more closely so that they can work more efficiently. For example, our health department here in town, as well as our family support, can work a little bit more in close quarters. He also says that this makes our services more accessible with this additional location, and this is a long-term commitment for us to be able to meet our people's needs that live on and off reserve as well. And then from our director as well, Nathan Paquette, who is unfortunately just left for Mexico today because he's going on holidays. He also sends his notes and thank yous today, and he wants to say this is a great example of our nation's growth, and that this helps our in-house capacity to build and maintain infrastructure that supports services to our members, to our on and off reserve members. So again, thanks to everybody for coming here today. The only part I wanted to speak on as part of the project from day one was thanking all of the hard work that's gone in. This really was a team effort that was brought together by a lot of internal departments within the nation. Our housing department, our capital department, public works, our maintenance team, a lot of them were in the room today. So I really just want a big shout out to the Soto staff. So Cam, Tyler, Corey, Jonathan Watson, my partner in crime. We couldn't have done this without each other. Well, I would like to think that. I mean, but you never know. Yeah, there was a lot of helping hands that went into it. I wish I would have had a list to thank everybody, but I do want to thank some of our external contractors. Travis Fontaine in the back. This beautiful building couldn't have been done without him. All of this fine craftsmanship, the wood, the artistry that you see here is all handmade by that guy. So thanks to Travis, and I would say your team, but you're really just a one-man team. So good job, you did awesome. We did have a lot of our members as well who came in and pitched in time. So a lot of we had Maurizio Cron in here in the beginning, and then we had Dylan Joseph, which is another local community member who's been helping us out with a lot of the finishing work. He's so we hired a lot of local contractors to keep it within the community and supporting those families. I don't know what else I can say. I think it's been a long 10 months, and we finally came together. It was crunch time right up until 11:30 this morning, getting the last pictures hung on the wall. So I just want to shout out to all the staff that are working in the building. This building now houses a lot of different departments. So within here, we have our communications, Janelle, she's going to be working out of the building. We have our HR, our human resources girls, Amber and Rebecca. Our new economic development director, Justin Napoleon, will also be working here. And then in the back, who are not here today, they're at conferences, I believe, our family support team. So we have another team of 4 ladies who work in the back. Those are the empty offices that you would have saw back there. So they are very happy because they have been juggled and shifted around from building to building over the last 3-4 years. They really have never had a permanent spot to call their own, so this is like a dream come true for them, right? So we're growing in capacity. This is just an example of us of what we can do. This was completely done in-house, and we are very proud of ourselves, and we're happy that everybody came to support us today. So thank you, and I think we're going to do a ribbon cutting, and I just want to say cheers. Do you have anything to say?
Okay, we got it all. Oh, I thought we're gonna be here all day.
GIS is great. We asked for board members.
Well, it depends if you can cut the scissors.
Yeah.
Need a couple of
Hold them down to
Shane's got me
5
cleared for
minutes
the day.
speeches here.
It's all gonna be in the photo for room cutting.
All right. Well, I think Johnny and I are gonna cut the ribbon.
Yes.
I've never cut a ribbon before.
Come on, Johnny.
Well,
All right.
Andre.
I always skip these days.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
hold. Well, you wanna hold?
Around you down either.
Okay.
It's a lot
Do
of
we,
ribbon.
what side do you want us on?
In the middle, you're gonna cut the middle.
Cut it down.
Do you hold the top, I get the bottom? Come on, guys, what kind of team do you think?
All right. So before we cut the ribbon, I hand you our brand new scissors.
Oh, gosh.
I'm gonna buy them. I'm gonna say tension.
Attention.
Maybe you just do it and I'll be like this.
No, that's,
I'd like to also present you with a little certificate for your grand opening today for a buck for luck. We always offer one with our ribbon cuttings as a token of good luck and prosperity for many years on your continued success in this amazing endeavor. So,
Show the camera.
Thank you.
and thank you so much for being a chamber member. We really love having you guys all in the family, and of course, we have big plans.
Thank you. Thank you for letting us be here.
that dollar ain't sticking around very long.
I'm not sure which way they go.
Okay.
Watch your
Hold on.
face.
Scissors, I hold the picture.
Attention or not yet?
All right.
All right. 3, 2.
Go.
Come on.
Awesome.
Sharp, right?
Not so near the scissors. Awesome.
We did good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nothing worse than.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Bring
way
it
to
in, my
go, way
friend.
to go. Yeah.
We did it.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. It looks phenomenal. Like phenomenal. And you're the first
Sorry if I forgot
Are
anybody.
you keeping the ribbon? We're gonna hang that up somewhere?
Should. You need to go down there.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Your sash.
I can't.
Also, it's Johnny's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yes, okay. Should we hang it up?
Do you want to hang the ribbon with it? A little bow tie?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, we'll find spots.
Yeah. It makes sense, right?
So there's a little piece of ribbon on the corner, but on there too. But
Oh.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Oh, that's what that was. I thought it was a
You can keep
misprint.
that.
Give me your birthday sash.
No, that's all I'm wearing.
Yeah, put it on the Christmas tree, don't break it.
I ain't touching that tree.
We've already had. We've already had.
It's my nemesis.
fantastic.
All right.
I have not.
And we have pens and these things too that you can see, they're like the little.
What? Let's let us concentrate. We got a mess. For some reason, we went to another project here and there, and then-
Fallon Gaucher. I am a member of Soto First Nations. I also work for the nation as the current Asset and Capital Administrator for the nation. I have been the project manager on the renovation project that has taken place at formerly the Pencil Box here in Chetwynd, which is now known as Soto Connection Center. The building was created in the sense that we needed more space for our staff. So we've been growing in capacity over the last few years. We just really needed somewhere to house more of our departments. So within the building now, we are going to have our communications department run out of here, as well as our human resources. We have our economic development director, as well as our GIS and family support departments, all working out of the same building here today. So yeah, it's a great initiative that we have. Like I was saying, this was really guided in the sense that we needed more office space for the Soto Nation and our staff. So we will have various departments running out of the Soto Connection Center. And that way we can serve our members on and off reserve as well. So this project was run internally by Soto First Nation staff through the Asset and Capital Projects Department, as well as our housing, public works, and our maintenance team. There was a lot of team effort put in. I also want to thank our contractors, first and foremost, Travis Fontaine, and all of his hard work that he's put into creating such a beautiful space for our staff. He was our main carpenter contractor on site. So all of the beautiful handcraft trim and doors and things that you see here today are all done by him. So I really want to thank Travis. He's a great worker. Also, all of the other contractors that came into play. There was Norbright Electrical. We had John Bateman for all of the furnace and heating and plumbing. There was a lot of exterior help when it came to the project coming together, as well as internal SFN staff that worked together to complete the project as well. I would just like to add a couple speaking notes. This comes on behalf of our chief and council. They do have a couple things they would like to say. They were unfortunately unable to be here today due to the flu season and feeling under the weather. Councillor Donovan Cameron says that this building increases our presence in the neighborhood and community to serve our members better. This also allows us to pair services more closely so that they can work more efficiently. He also states that our services are going to be more accessible with this additional location for a long-term commitment to be able to meet our members' needs. Also, there is a message from our director, our executive director, Nathan Paquette, and he apologizes he was unable to be here today as well. His message wants me to share is that this is a great example of our nation's growth, and in our in-house capacity is to build and maintain infrastructure that supports services to our members on and off reserve. So thank you very much.
Activities have really, the cumulative impacts of those have pushed a lot of wide-ranging species to the brink, and caribou being one of them.
With mountain caribou populations disappearing from across their range, our roles have reversed. Where once the caribou sustained us, now it is we, the people, that must provide sanctuary for the caribou. We have been working to recover this animal since the 1970s, when we initiated a hunting moratorium because their numbers had fallen so low.
Conservation historically has been a colonial endeavor. It's been about working to preserve areas of wilderness that has tended to erase people and the histories of Indigenous people, specifically from the landscape. Indigenous-led conservation is critical. It's the future. And here in the piece, that has been just abundantly clear with the heroic efforts to save caribou in the mountains here.
In 2020, the Soto and West Moberly First Nations signed a historic agreement with Canada and British Columbia to protect the caribou in our traditional territory. This agreement commits the colonial governments to partner with us on efforts to restore caribou and maintain our established treaty rights. The agreement permanently sets aside 2 million acres of land, including the Twin Sisters, for conservation. It requires caribou be considered in land use management plans across all of this area. With industrial development widespread across our territory, these protections are not coming a moment too soon.
Today is an example that we can achieve reconciliation. Caribou have been a part of our way of life since time before. The Danizaw people of northeastern BC walk the same trails as the caribou. And we are interconnected with them. They're a part of our lives. They always have been. And, to watch what was happening to them hurt.
While mountain caribou continue to decline everywhere else across Western Canada, even before the signing of this agreement, we have managed to reverse this decline in the Clinzay-Zaw herd. But we have a long way to go. In order for us to hunt caribou once again, this herd, which was down to only 16 animals, will once again have to number in the hundreds, as our elders tell us they once did. This agreement is a major step towards making this a reality. Each spring and summer, our guardians look after caribou cows and their calves that we protect during the calving season in a maternity pen.
There's always someone here, there's always bodies up here watching the girls. We feed twice a day, we do predator patrols. We monitor the fences to make sure the voltage is high so predators aren't coming in. And we just watch their behavior. If anything odd comes up, we just live here together, and it's just a pretty amazing opportunity.
Since 2008, in collaboration with many partners, we have helped the Clinzay-Zaw herd grow from just 16 animals to over 100 today.
That's what's gonna always stay with me, is just their faces looking at me and waiting for that feed and just being curious and just seeing their vulnerability, and knowing that I'm part of
How's it going? Just good to see you again.
Even with all these efforts, neither caribou or cultural connection to the land will survive unless we address many other related issues. Our work with caribou is part of our larger work to restore this land and our way of life on it. The Twin Sisters Native Plants Nursery is jointly owned by our two First Nations as part of this effort.
So what we do is we go out into the area that's going to be developed. We collect all the native plants, seeds in the area. We dry them, store them. We get them ready to plant so that when the project is ready to be put back, it's put back as it was found. It's so inspiring to see our own people working and taking an interest in, restoring our land.
In 2019, Soto First Nation started ASCII reclamation to ensure that the restoration of industrial impacted areas is in alignment with our cultural relationship to the land.
Ski is the Cree word for earth. And so earth reclamation is what we're focused on. And the Ethnobotancy list was identified through land use studies with the Lands Department on plants that were culturally significant to the nation. By going out and planting plants that are culturally significant to the nation, we're able to meet things such as wildlife forage, which is of value of treaty rights, being able to do any sort of herbal medicine. And we're able to go in and start to create these designs that we can look at using the site again in maybe 5 to 10 years down the road from now.
I think that what we really need is right in front of us all the time, if we just know how to see it. And all the food that we need to exist is right around us in our environment. And we exist together in what we call sacred relationships. For the moose to thrive, for the caribou to thrive, we need to continue to honor them in our prayers and in our ceremonies, and eating them is a part of that. There's no time when you express a deeper gratitude to an animal when it offers itself to you, and you bring it home and you share it with people you love in the community. I hope that in my lifetime we could have the chance to do that with the caribou again, you know, and to honor them in that way, and to bring them into our community and ceremony, and to feast together.
There is a young baby, and her son, Spencer, disagreement. Maybe you have to do right. Oh, awesome. Utilize caribou the way we have traditionally 2 years.
It's almost